Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, host of a Totally Turtle sports and gaming YouTube channel, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Core it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
All right, kids. And today, remember, the Judd Winick train continues with Green Lantern 133 through 136 right there on the screen. And we'll tell you about the poll we're going to put up. You decide what we cover on episode 100 coming soon. In January.
That is.
Although,
yeah, the new year is a freight train heading for us at top speed.
Hopefully not as bad as the last cuts. Hopefully not as bad surprises us the last couple of years, but all right. So yes, like William and I were just saying, yes, if you listen to this on the podcast, you never hear an interruption. But yes, we just recorded the last episode a few days ago, so not really any new Green Lantern news.
Yeah, long time no see, man.
Yes. Oh, I know. But you did ask me, I know last time, is Dark Crisis coming out this week? Yes, Dark Crisis number 6 is, well, we're recording this on Tuesday. I guess it came out today, but I'll pick it up tomorrow. But yes, Dark Crisis 6 is out this week, so.
And still no word on a Green Lantern series.
No. Nope. I'm just scrolling through my big list for. Oh, look, there's stuff that's not Batman on here this week. Okay. Well, there's Batman.
Who?
I swear, Ray, I didn't play in this.
Batman. My favorite character.
There's actually there's a one shot comes out this week, New Golden Age. I guess they're gonna give us the justice, setting stuff up for the new JSA book, and
cool.
It looks like I saw it was like a headline. I don't forget who had it, CBR or somebody, but I guess they're gonna play with the history where it's not revealed until now. I guess back in the day, there was actually a Justice Society Dark, like Justice League Dark. There's going to be they're going to have it where there was a Justice Society Dark, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's a Golden Age Red Lantern. Did I see a picture of that?
I did see a picture. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to be. Yeah, because it looks like a guy with dark hair. It looked like he had almost like a blue and red costume.
Red,
yeah. He had
mm-hmm.
red symbol and stuff. Yeah. So I guess we'll play with that.
What, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, we get Emerald Knight #1 with John Stewart, I hope.
Yeah. I believe it. Yeah, it should be pretty soon here because, we are in November.
Yeah, I thought it was toward the end of the month, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think it's either the last month or the month before.
So either be the 22nd or the 29th, right? On a Tuesday?
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, wait, here we go. November 29th.
Oh, right at the end of the month.
Right. Oh, my God. Does that mean you're probably not going to get in until your December box? Is that what you're saying?
Probably, yeah. I'll have to live vicariously through you for a few weeks.
Yes. I'm sure whatever it is, we'll be like, that was good, but it's not enough.
Yeah, we need more. Give us more.
Exactly.
Like, a monthly Green Lantern title, or 2 monthly Green Lantern titles, or 3. Hey, it's been able to support it before. It's been able to support 4 monthly titles.
Yeah, let's pretend he's Batman. Let's give him more than 1 book a month.
Yeah.
Batman. My favorite character.
But yes, once again, written by Jeffrey Thorne, so.
Mm-hmm. Who's doing the art? Is it Marco Santucci?
Marco Santucci. Yep.
Nice artist. Really nice.
But yeah, and I mean, I think we went over this months ago, but yes, Jon Stewart, the Emerald Knight #1 reads, Jon Stewart has been trapped in the dark sectors for months with the rest of his Green Lantern comrades. With the power of the Godstorm at his disposal, Jon's using everything he can to take down Isak, the mad new god, and bring his fellow corpsmen home. Jon will need to become something new to win the war against Isak. He'll need to become the Emerald Knight.
Bum bum bum.
So yes, as they they reiterate it in the next sentence. Yes, it looks like it's going to be Jon Stewart versus a mad new god. So,
there's
48.
I haven't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about smushing the Green Lantern mythos up against the new god, mythos that just doesn't work for me. And I haven't really kind of dug in to figure out why it doesn't work for me. But there's just something about it that I don't know. There's just something about it I don't like, and I should probably, examine that and figure out exactly what it is that bothers me about it. But I haven't yet. So
Yeah, I know. It's just I've never been the hugest fan of the new gods, but it's just I don't know. Maybe it's the Kirby thing. Maybe it's just. Yeah, I don't know why. Ever since New 52, they've been trying to smash those, those two franchises together, and it's just like
it just doesn't work for me. And if it works for some people, great,
Yeah.
awesome for them. But for me, it doesn't. The pieces don't fit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're trying something new, and it's just like, oh, we're not just throwing Superman at that thing every time. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well, maybe somebody out there can tell me why I'm wrong. This is the internet. Surely somebody can tell me why I'm wrong.
What are you talking about? No one on the internet has an opinion. What are you talking about? I don't know. Did you watch Quantum Leap last night? It was the fall finale, so it won't be back till January.
No, I have not seen the episode yet. Is it good?
Yes. And Ben. He doesn't explain it, but kind of like the last thing in the episode, he kind of sort of remembers why he leaped.
Oh, and that's a cliffhanger, huh?
He throws out one sentence, he leaps, and that's it.
Okay.
Don't even see where he goes. I'm like, God, yeah. But
Nice.
I believe they said, did they say it's back January 2nd? I think so.
Wow.
right out of the gate, 2023, it's back. So.
And I think I read that it got 6 more episodes or 8 more episodes.
Yeah, I know they extended it. I forget how many they originally planned, but yeah, I know they gave it a few more. So,
yep, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a fun show, and I'm enjoying catching up on the old stuff too. It's fun.
Kind of hit close to home that fall finale because he leaped into the body of a teenager in 1996. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
That was me, I guess.
So I was doing some thinking about this. So we know that Quantum Leap, the relaunch, is in the same universe as Quantum Leap, right? Did you know that Quantum Leap, the original series, is also set in the same universe as Magnum PI?
Really?
Mm-hmm. In fact, there was going to be an episode where Sam jumped into Magnum, but it never got made.
That's incredible. That's incredible because they were two different networks.
So hang on, it gets even better. Since Magnum crossed over with Simon and Simon, that means Simon and Simon are in the same universe as this Quantum Leap.
It gets even better because I just found out a few weeks ago that Magnum PI had a crossover with Murder, She Wrote.
Yep, that's where I was going next.
Oh my God. So Quantum Leap and Murder, She Wrote are in the same universe.
Is that not awesome?
Oh my God. Can you imagine Sam leaping into Jessica Fletcher? Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
I
would appreciate that.
Yeah, I just watched a bunch of episodes. I just watched the first episode of season 3. So
Oh wow. Okay.
I watched a
cool.
bunch today, so all I hear in my head right now is theorizing that a man could time travel in his own lifetime. Dr. Sam Beckett leaped into the quantum leap accelerator. Vanished.
And they haven't really dealt with because in the original, they would talk to the people in the waiting room,
Sometimes,
right?
yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
they didn't mention that. Sometimes they did, but yeah. They haven't mentioned that. I mean, it kind of seems like he leaps in and kind of just like pushes the person's consciousness aside. It seems like,
I think so. It's
and
kind of interesting.
yeah, and in the new series, I think he's actually leaping into their bodies. I thought it. Well, again, the original series took liberties sometimes, but it
Yeah.
seems like it was Sam Beckett in Sam Beckett's body. He just appeared to everyone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one episode he leaped into the a veteran who came back from Vietnam? Yeah, and he had lost his legs. So
Mhm.
Sam stood up. So like the one orderly was like, "Oh my," it looked like he was floating. Sam was floating in the air.
Oh.
But he had his, he was in his own body, so he had his legs, but he looked like the Vietnam vet
Uh-huh.
without legs. So it looked like he was just floating in midair. So
I don't understand how they. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
yeah,
But
I didn't get there in the rewatch yet, but I believe that's the Jennifer Aniston episode.
I did not know that there was a Jennifer Aniston episode.
Yes.
Something to look forward to.
There's a bunch of like you'll see a bunch of famous people.
First season, Terry Hatcher.
Yes. Oh, early on. That was like what, like third
Mhm.
episode or something? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Absolutely. Do we have like Guy Gardner Warrior to talk about tonight or something?
No. Oh, that's right. We're already 11 minutes in. Okay. No, I mean we can get to and then we got more Judd Winick. So do you want to talk some Judd Winick?
I guess, man, we can do that. Or
Again, I mean, kids, write in if you want to hear us talk more TV shows and stuff. That's fine, but it's like because there's really no Green Lantern. I think it's more of we don't have a lot of Green Lantern news. Will then
I know we have zero Green Lantern news. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So besides the non-existent Green Lantern book, like what DC books are you reading at the moment?
I'm gonna finish DC versus Vampire, although they did my man dirty. So
I swear they're right now for Ray, man. I mean, Batman gets punched through. They're right now for me, man. I think Grayson's just taking everyone out.
Yeah, but he's a evil soulless vampire. So
are you reading the spin-off DC All Out War?
No, I haven't got those.
It seems like maybe they might have found the cure.
Oh, okay.
And unbelievably, it's Lazarus Pitwater.
That stuff will fix anything.
I know. That's what me and Lilith were saying. It used to be it's just like extended your life. Now it's bringing back dead people. It's curing vampirism. It's it'll do anything now.
Nice. Let's see. I'm reading, of course, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, which is great.
By Mark Waid, yes.
And the artist on that, and I'm completely blanking on his name right now.
Oh yeah, but that art's beautiful. Yeah.
He's awesome. Let's see. What else? DC versus Vampire, of course, Dark Crisis, which I'm behind on. I think I finally got the last issue of Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes, so I can read all of that now. Yeah, there's not a whole lot there. I sure would like to have a monthly Green Lantern title.
Exactly. All right. Well, kids, if you want Green Lantern, come here every week for your fix.
That's right. It's the only place you'll find it.
Unlike the drug dealers, it's always free here, kids.
Exactly.
All right. So yes, once again, we got the next 4 issues, just like last week, of the Judd Winick run. So this one starts with Green Lantern 133 from February 2001.
Wow.
Yeah. While Rome Burns, Part 2 enters the Emperor. Writer, of course, Judd Winick. Penciler, Mark Bright. Inker, Rich Faber. Colorist, Rob Schwager. Letterer, Chris Iliopoulos. And editors, Bob Schreck and Michael Wright. Kyle Rayner is visiting John Stewart at St. Vincent's Hospital, and he is accompanied by Jade and Guy Gardner. Cal feels bad for Fatality, but John's girlfriend, Mirren, has no sympathy at all for the woman who injured John. After leaving the hospital, Jade tries to cheer Kyle up and both have lunch together. I love how they're all like sitting in the hospital room and he's like going on about, what they're all thinking about and stuff. And, he gets the guy and it's just like, oh, guy, as well, was it basketball tickets or something? He's
Yeah, or
like,
something. This is gonna take longer than he wants. And then John's like, I'm on the good drugs, man.
he's like, Cal's standing right there. He's like, when's Cal getting here? I like Cal.
I like that guy.
So yes, Jade and Cal go to lunch. 1 month later, Cal and Jade are an item again, I guess, since they show them in bed together a month later. So
Yeah,
that lunch must have went really well.
guess so.
This does not sit well with Cal's young assistant, Terry Berg. While Cal meets with Terry at Radu's, Sentinel flies over New York City. Suddenly, Alan witnesses how huge yellow colored dogs run rampant on the Brooklyn Bridge. He is able to defeat them, but then a host of even more horrible creatures appears. Jade calls Cal at Radu's and informs him about the incident, which is already broadcast on TV. Cal excuses himself, leaving behind a sad Terry. When Cal arrives at the Brooklyn Bridge, Sentinel is already in bad shape. Cal fights back just enough to be able to fly Sentinel out of harm's way. But then he is greeted by the man who is now wearing the yellow power ring of the Cordians. Ironically, this man sees himself and his demonic creatures as the saviors of the world. So, I'm guessing this is an error. Mirren is shown with normal human eyes in pages 3 through 5. So,
Oh, okay. I did not notice that.
I did not notice that either, but
yeah. But at least we're seeing her again.
exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we're going to be seeing her too much longer. I can't remember if it's this run, if it's Judd Winick's or Rab's run, but yeah, I think that's pretty much the last we see of Mirren at some point.
Yeah, I think she
leaves and then basically just like skips off into limbo or something,
Yeah, I ironically enough, I think she leaves a Dear John letter.
Ah,
To John Stewart. Ha,
I
it's
know.
not funny if you have to explain it, right?
I get it. Will.
So what did you think of this one?
It wasn't bad. Once again, I think it's I don't know if like Winick was like did this in arcs, because this almost seemed like, I mean, there was more Green Lantern, mind you, but it kind of seemed like the last 4 where it's like the first issue was a lot of setup.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
Yeah.
we're setting up to get Kyle and Jade back together, and then we're setting Nero up again,
and having him, able to beat essentially the Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott.
Yeah.
That's Okay, so I did do a little research. Apparently the first yellow rings, the one that Sinestro had originally back in the 60s, was powered by Green Lantern energy.
Ooh.
So that was not a retcon during the Guy Gardner series.
See, that would be interesting though if this was powered by Green Lantern energy, and like here's the excuse you could give for him beating Alan, where it's like, the Starheart's different than those other rings, of like the Starheart like supercharges that ring or something, or
yeah, this could be something like that. It was, for someone that's been doing it for decades to be taken out by someone who's been doing it for 5 minutes seems a little strange.
But he's crazy, Will. He's crazy.
I don't think crazy means apparently this works the same way as a Green Lantern ring, right? So it works on willpower.
Well, I think because Cal tries this later. I think it's with Nero. It doesn't seem like it's just like he's not even concentrating. He's just letting the crap from his head flow through that, flow out through that ring. So it's not like he's even concentrating. It's just like, just let the gates open. And again, it seems like Winick's like really trying to build Cal up, like even more than like Mars ever did, because it's it's like, I forget which issue, because once again I read all 4 of these at once, but in one of these issues when Jade's like, oh, you seem more mature now, maybe it's the new job or whatever, but you seem more confident, you seem more, just yeah, he's really building Cal up here.
Yeah, and we know where that's going. In 150 we have a big new costume and power up, right?
Yeah. And
I don't know. I guess I guess I'm still not completely taken with the way Winick writes the action. I guess. I mean, he obviously does a really great job with the interpersonal stuff.
yeah.
But the action scenes just don't seem as actiony, right? Or as
not every issue, but some of them. Sometimes it doesn't seem like the action's almost an afterthought.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Yeah,
oh, this
there
is a
you go.
superhero book. I guess I should throw in some battle here or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely seems like he's more into the interpersonal stuff. Because again, we built up the new job. Now we're gonna get him and Jade back together.
Yeah. But yeah, not a bad issue, just not one of the best. So.
And MD and Mark Bright, good art. He's a great artist, but it just stands out to me because it's not Daryl Banks.
Well, and it looks different, and this may be because we've been reading it, right? That the art has the look and the feel of a pre-Emerald Twilight, but it's got the newer coloring on it and the newer paper, and it just it feels weird. I mean, he's a great artist, though.
Yeah. Well, the Mark Bright probably smacks of pre-Emerald Twilight too, because he did write some pre-Emerald Twilight, so that's really standing out probably. But no, again, you could have two great artists, but it's like if their styles are so different, it stands out when someone stands in for someone, the other one. Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely.
All right. Anything else on this first one, or should we get to the next one?
Well, let's get to the next one. And interesting that this was a 5-issue arc. Traditionally like 4 issues, or it's kind of weird.
Well, what I guess it was like the Yellow Ring arc or something, because we covered the first part last week as the last issue. That was the Fatality one.
Yeah, weird.
That's kind of why I broke it up like that. I'm like, well, really, we're not getting a lot of Nero till right now.
Exactly.
I don't know why you did that as part 1, unless just because it was the Yellow Ring. All right. All right. Second issue is Green Lantern. Hold on, it's behind that ad. Okay, Green Lantern 134 from March 2001. While Rome burned part 3, all that glistens. Judd Winick still here. Daryl Banks is back as penciler. Jordy Ensign inks. Moose Bauman, colorist. Letter Chris Eliopoulos, and editors Bob Schreck and Michael Wright. So, I think we got our normal for the moment art team back. Green Lantern hovers over the Brooklyn Bridge, holding the injured Sentinel in his arms. Opposing him is Nero, who is the new bearer of the Yellow Power Ring and who describes himself as the warrior protector of this realm. When Cal tries to reason with him, Nero is getting angry because Cal used the word parents. Although Cal would rather transport Sentinel to a hospital, he now has to fight Nero, who seems to possess unlimited imagination regarding the things he's able to create with his power ring. At some point, Cal decides to fight another day. Alan Scott refuses to go to a hospital or to Star Labs. Therefore, Cal just brings him to Jade's apartment. Alan desperately wants Cal to find Nero because he wields too much power. When Cal meets with John Stewart and Guy Gardner, and the latter tells Cal that their opponent's name is Alex Nero, a mental patient who recently escaped from Bellevue Hospital. That's funny when Guy's like, oh, his name's Alex Nero. He's a mental patient. How did you know that? It's on the news.
It's on the news.
Cal immediately flies to the hospital. One of the doctors explains that 15-year-old Alex Nero got mentally ill after his parents were brutally killed. Speculations that Alex somehow was involved in the murder could never be verified. Alex recently told the doctors that he was visited by gods called the Quard. Of course, the doctors thought this was just another hallucination by him, but Cal knows better. He also learns that Nero is an artist like him, but the subjects he draws are really terrifying. Now Cal realizes that Nero possesses a threat to the whole Earth and thus decides to bring in reinforcements. The JLA and Warrior follow his call, and Cal warns them that they even may need to kill Nero. Calling the big guns, the JLA and Guy Gardner.
And Guy Gardner.
I mean, I'm assuming, he called Guy because, Alan and John are injured, so.
Yeah. It looks like...
Although if it's that big of a, if you're that worried, wouldn't you be like, hey, Alan, can you call your buddies in the JSA too?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have friends in the JSA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I am looking at trying to look at his appearances here. Let's look at this one.
Who, Nero?
Yeah. It looks like he appears 9 times in Green Lantern Volume 3. He appears in Ion. There's 3 appearances in the Green Lantern Corps book, after Rebirth.
Okay.
And then I don't know what that book is. It just says Green Lantern. So it looks like okay, let's look at those issues then. How about we do that? That's the wrong button to push. That's the right button to push. Looks like he's in 129, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, and it looks like he comes back in 143 and 144 and 145. And then that's it for him, and I think until Rebirth.
Yeah.
Post Rebirth.
Yeah, because we said like Judd Winick's out sometime on the other side of 150, and then Ben Rabb and Ron Mars don't bring him back. So, So what did you think about this premise of the Cordians gave the yellow ring to like a mental patient?
Well,
because the head Cordian was basically like, I want chaos, I want a chaos bringer.
Well, and they got that, I think. But
yeah.
What gets me is from, and it looks like they're not playing fast and loose with any of the rules with the yellow rings. These are the same yellow ring that Sinestro had back in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, right?
Well, I think they said they made a new one because I think they had to, because I think when Guy Gardner
those are explored,
they didn't blow it up,
Yeah, but it looks like it's the same type of ring, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I get that it takes a lot of imagination, to run a ring. But I feel like it takes more willpower, and I don't know that just because he's insane, he would have lots of willpower or less willpower or different than average willpower.
Yeah,
I get that the whole imagination running wild, but the ring is about focusing that imagination with willpower, right?
Yeah.
It's forcing the things that you imagine to be created. And I don't know. I never bought that. Well, one, I never really bought that he was that big a threat. It just never felt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So the Justice League, we may have to kill him. I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah, we'll get to that next issue, but I guess in the willpower, I guess they were going for like the all that repressed anger and stuff, the messed up childhood and stuff. And I don't know, it just seems like Judd Winick was trying to give Cal like his own Joker, I think, where they really are two sides of the same coin, because Nero is also an artist and
his own Sinestro.
Exactly, his own Sinestro, his own Joker, that the dark side of the coin.
I get that. It's just I
don't know. I don't know if it was executed like completely right, but I believe that's probably what Judd Winick was probably going for.
Yeah, and I guess it just never clicked with me. I mean, it's interesting. You get to see all this stuff coming out, but
Yeah.
it I don't know. It This arc really didn't do anything to say, oh, he's the most dangerous. Yeah, okay, and I Winick, I get what Winick was doing. Like, yeah, I can split an atom with this ring. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like one of the least interesting things you can do with the ring. How about stopping a supernova? Okay.
I know, but I think that was just him trying to say, I can make atomic detonations with this. That this thing's basically a nuke on my finger. So yeah, that's in
Yeah.
the hands of a mental patient right now. So we need, that's why we
We need to be worried
control
about it.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even Kyle's like, I'm not saying that's the first thing we should do, but we should, if it comes down to it.
Yeah. Call me crazy, but bubble him up, take him out into space. There
True.
you go. Wonder who does that. Quasar. Excuse me.
Oh please, haul him into space. That's superhero 101. I mean, Death of Superman. That's what he was trying to do with Doomsday. He was trying to eventually he was just trying to get him off the planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Winick saw like an opening where it's like, Cal, does Cal really have an arch nemesis, and he's trying to create an arch nemesis?
Hmm. I get that. I mean, and that's something I think that Kyle as a character has that you don't really see for Hal or Guy or John, is that a lot of his villains were specifically designed for Kyle.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't really work for Hal or Guy or John or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you get kind of the more iconic villains with Hal, just because he was Green Lantern for so long. You get Sinestro, you get Black Hand, who was a goofy villain until he was revamped post Rebirth. But that was.
Yeah, I'd say the other one probably close to being designed for like a Green Lantern is probably Sinestro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that was
especially in more modern times. It's like Sinestro is all about order. Hal is more about flying by the seat of your pants and stuff. And
yeah, and then you also got Star Sapphire at the beginning, which led to you have 3/7 of the emotional spectrum already there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Jeff Johns was able to kind of pull together, which I still think was brilliant. I mean, just realizing that, oh hey, it's Roy G. Biv. We can just, oh yeah. I mean, that was.
I mean that's probably one of, if not the biggest contribution to the mythos. The emotional spectrum, because they still do that to this day. Do you think they're ever getting rid of that?
I certainly hope not, because I think it's a really great way to talk about emotions and how you deal with emotions. I mean, because you have Jessica Cruz, who's now in the Sinestro Corps, in dealing with fear, and she's been dealing with fear for a long time. There's some great Guy Gardner stories come up where he has a red ring for a while, dealing with his anger and rage.
I was just reading some of those recently. Yeah, those are good.
And it crosses over with Supergirl, which is really good. But yeah, I mean, and then you have the opposite side. You have they start Star Sapphires. There's love. Okay, well, what is love, right? They talk about the different kinds of love a little bit, and then of course you get, which I'm really sad that we don't have around anymore. But well, I guess we do. We're going to start getting more Blue Lanterns. But yeah, I mean that added so much to just the mythos.
Yeah, like a permanent mark. Yeah, just like when Mark Waid came up with the Speed Force for the Flash.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, these are big things that are like, what did we do before this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, human beings can just move on their own at light speed. Okay.
Okay.
Or hey, Wally West had the same exact 1 in a billion chance origin that Barry Allen did. Okay.
It was Barry, I tell you. Darn it, Barry.
Well, that's like when Mark Waid took over the Flash for the first time, and he did like the Wally's year 1, and Wally's talking to his grandfather who was a scientist, and he's like, I'm not completely convinced Barry was human after that accident. He's like, just the stunts he could pull, and he's like, and again, you had the same, a million to one lightning bolt comes through, it was basically Wally asking, "Oh, how'd you get your powers?" He's like, "Here, I had a show full of chemicals just like this." And the minute he put those chemicals on, boom, lightning again. Yeah, okay. In the same exact spot. Okay.
Well, and that's you're talking about making a mark. I feel like Mars.
That's what Wade did. Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. I really feel like Mars and really left a mark on Green Lantern just with Kyle.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of around Kyle, his villains, all that stuff. We haven't really seen, much of, since, Rebirth. But Kyle is kind of the the thing that they created that is still here, and people still want to see. So
yeah,
I don't really think that we get Ion, which then is kind of folded into the emotional spectrum and being willpower and all that. It gets folded into that, but I don't really think that there's anything else from this run of Green Lantern. I mean, we can go all the way back to number 1, because Emerald Twilight gets revamped. Parallax becomes, a yellow fear bug, yay. But yeah, I find it interesting that, Mars was on here, essentially Mars and Banks, as the team were on for around 8 years, 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years. 6 times 12 would be 72. So over 6 years, close to 7 years. And as soon as they left, we had shorter runs by different teams and, different writers, different artists. Mm-hmm. And then it was a very short step until, basically it's time to reboot and we get Rebirth, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's interesting.
Well, again, I always wonder if that's part of the problem too, is like a lot of the books these days, it's like they don't give a lot of these people more than like a year or 2 on a book, and it's just like, okay, got us some trades, okay, you're out. Because I mean, just longer runs like Mars did, like Mark Waid did on the Flash, even at Marvel. I mean, Peter David, 10 years on the Hulk, Mark Grunwald, 10 years on Captain America. I mean,
Chris Claremont, a Google
100 years
years.
on 100 years on, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, remember the thing I dropped 5 years ago? Yeah, we're gonna pay that off.
Yeah, or Frank Miller on Daredevil. First run. I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem like we get those, really long, rich runs on characters by creative teams anymore. Unfortunately,
every so often, but I think you have to probably have like huge numbers, like Chip Zdarsky on Daredevil now. I mean, Kelly Thompson, God bless her. I mean, she got a Carol Danvers Captain Marvel book. I think 43 was the last issue to come out. 43 issues of a
41 right here.
Okay, yeah. I got the one last week. It's up to 43, and that's what I was telling Lilith. I'm like, yeah, nothing against Kelly, but I'm like, when's the last time you saw a book that wasn't like Spider-Man or Avengers get past 61? I mean, Iron Man can't do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's Kelly's book. I mean, she's been on that book from day one.
Number one, yeah.
And it's her thing, and it's a great book. It really is.
Heck yeah. So
and you get that nice sense of continuity and consistency throughout. I mean, I know there's different artists on the book, but her being there and month in and month out. I mean, that's amazing.
I mean, you got something going on if you can get something that's not Spider-Man or Batman, not to get renumbered after like 2 years or something,
Yeah, let's restart the numbering yet again.
Yeah, even Superman. I mean, they.
Yeah. Wow, we went off on a tangent.
Yes. All right, should we get to the next one?
Let's do it.
We're gonna kill Nero. All right. Green Lantern.
Burns.
Yes, Green Lantern. Green Lantern 135 from April 2001. While Rome burned Part 4, hiding in plain sight. And I believe this is same team as last issue. Green Lantern has assembled a JLA in New York City in order to fight Alex Nero. But especially Superman and Wonder Woman think that Cal's issuing of a death sentence might be premature. I love that when he's just sitting there thinking, I haven't even had my coffee yet, and I'm going to argue with Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But Cal explains that Nero is mentally unstable and possesses a power ring which even enables him to split atoms. And so the JLA and Warrior team up in groups of 2 heroes each and start to fight the golden demonic creatures which appear all around the city. But they are not able to confront Alex Nero directly. Just when all duos have defeated their opponents, Nero sends in more of his demonic creatures. This time he attacks Times Square. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah. Okay, that's a little synopsis. All right.
Yeah, this felt like.
Well, again, we got a lot of debating, and then
it just kind of felt like filler. It's just like, and again, I think it comes back down to how the action is kind of choreographed, and that's nothing against the artist. It just doesn't. I don't know. I never really got involved. Just like, okay, what happens?
No,
next?
It's Daryl Banks. Daryl Banks knows how to
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it never really flows from the writing standpoint. I think it's just I don't know. I never got drawn in, and that could totally be me. So, but this one was just kind of super quick read. So and then,
well, I mean, is it just me, or does all of Judd Winick seem like a quicker read than like Ron Mars's?
They do, and Ron Mars, his issues were much quicker reads than the previous writers, which were
Well, he who will not be named threw in a lot of history in his. So
and it was just very, very wordy, and it was really dense. Mars, I feel like, was kind of coming in and as kind of a more modern writer,
exactly, yeah,
pulling back and letting the art tell the story, a lot more than trying to cover up everything with wordy words. But I don't know, Winnick is. I feel like he's still trying to get his legs under him.
maybe
To do a monthly book, maybe, or a monthly superhero book. I mean, obviously he's really good at the other things that he's done, but I just don't feel like he's hit his stride yet.
Well, I wonder too, like this issue specifically, like if he's not as comfortable because there really wasn't a lot of Cal's personal life in this issue, so it was mostly a superhero thing, even though like the first half was pretty much just a debate on the use of lethal force, and then it was just a giant punch 'em up after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I feel like these issues are probably maybe a little bit better than his first issue.
I think he's getting more of a feel as he goes along. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So what? So we did 4 last week, and then this is what the third one tonight. So we're like 7 months into his run. So,
and he's not convinced me yet, but he is getting better. I feel like so that's improvement. Now,
what surprised me when they're having the discussion on lethal force. Either way it went, I'm just surprised Batman didn't voice an opinion either way.
Batman,
Yeah,
my favorite character.
always has an opinion.
I know. I was just waiting for him to either get in Kyle's face or Superman's face to either say, yes, we have to kill him, or no, we never kill.
And since this has been done to Kyle, why not get in close and just use the ring to pull off his ring? He's dangerous because of the ring,
Yeah.
and not for any other attributes, because of the ring. And granted,
Or he's making all these demons and stuff, but it's like he's not armoring up his head or anything. Knock him out.
yeah, you're the Flash. Go up there and go tink.
Yeah, I always say that's going to be the hardest thing right in the Flash book, because it's like you have to come up with ways to defeat the Flash, because seriously,
or at least stop him.
The Flash should never be defeated. Maybe going up against someone who's as fast as he is, but otherwise, it's like everyone should be standing still to him.
Yeah. So yeah, that not exactly a great, execution of a. Yeah, I just never, to me, felt like that Nero was a true enough threat to the, New York, the planet, whatever, to call in the JLA. This is something that Kyle should have been able to handle himself.
Well, and if he does call in the JLA, I mean, this guy is so new. We're really going to give the entire JLA this much trouble?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I get it. The ring's powerful, but
I mean, Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter. I mean, doesn't Batman have contingencies to take down ring bearers? We saw this in JLA.
yeah, and Martian Manhunter, telepath. Hey, you, stop.
Shut his brain down, at least for a
Shut-
minute, to at least take
Yeah.
that ring off. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Although,
just,
although I don't know if we want to take that ring off, man. Nero might lose a limb.
yeah, exactly. Good point.
But these Judd Winick issues, it says they are reprinted like in a collection. So I wonder if we're at the point, if we've gotten to the point where it's like everything's starting to get collected. So maybe they're like, oh hey, yeah, can you spread this out at least 5 or 6 issues so we can collect it?
And that definitely could have affected the pacing and everything of the story. So yeah, I mean, that's totally something that could have happened. But I
we have reached the 21st century, William. I think we're getting
Yes.
more and more stuff collected. So
finally, I've got a few of them on my bookshelf back there.
yes, we're getting to the point where it's like we're thinking more of, oh hey, we can collect this. So hey, spread it out.
Bookstores, they might buy stuff in bookstores.
Oh yeah, 2001 Borders was still around. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble still is.
And B. Dalton, was B. Dalton still around? I don't know.
Maybe. All right. Should we do the last one?
Let's get her done.
Green Lantern 136 from May 2001. While Rome Burned Part 5. It doesn't give me any other. The other ones had like a little nothing. Even there, get sick of it. All right. Oh, another penciler, Dale Eaglesham.
I think he's a British artist.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they've
he
had
is
really
good.
good artists on the arc. Yeah.
Yeah. Dale Eaglesham, penciler, 2 inkers, John Lowe and Jordy Ensign. And everyone else is the same. The JLA and Warrior continue to fight masses of demonic creatures created by Alex Nero, who has a yellow power ring of the Coordians at his disposal. The situation in New York City becomes dire when one of the creatures structurally damages one of the twin towers of the World Trade Center. Oof,
Yeah, exactly.
This is pretty much the last time we're going to be able to do that. So,
Yep, absolutely.
man. Now Superman has to jump in to replace one of the main pillars to prevent the building from crumbling. Martian Manhunter informs the Flash telepathically that he is needed there to rebuild the structure quickly. Finally, Nero shows up in person, and he is throwing more and more creatures into the fight with the JLA. Green Lantern has doubts that they will be able to stop Nero. After hammering on Nero with no effect, Cal calls Flash away from Superman to collect a videotape of the Nero family, which is kept at Bellevue Hospital. Flash puts the video on public screens, and Cal hopes that the voices of his parents will calm Nero down. But instead, the video seems to agitate Nero even more as he only sees how his parents are mocking him. In the end, Nero is consumed by light, and after an explosion, he is gone, leaving only a crater in the streets of Manhattan. A little later, Cal is together with Jade, and she boasts about how the mayor of New York City wants to hand over the key to the city to Green Lantern. But Cal wants to speak about something more important. First, he presents Jade with the Green Lantern ring she already had once worn, and second, he wants her to marry him. So yes, kids,
Okay.
remember I said this was going to happen? This happened.
Hey, this totally happened. Okay, so I found out more about Nero. It looks like he comes back during Sinestro Corps, well, actually 1 year later, I think, and then Sinestro Corps War. He ends up getting imprisoned by the Guardians of the Universe. You know, this is post-Rebirth, post-Sinestro Corps War. Looks like the Alpha Lanterns, looks like one of them actually execute him, and then he comes back as a Black Lantern
Of
after
course.
that during Blackest Night, because, hey, you know, why waste a good dead somebody, right?
Rebirth, Alpha Lanterns, Blackest Night. Oh, we'll get there, kids.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there soon.
Heck yeah. At least some of that next year, kids. So okay, so all right. It said public screens, but didn't Cal like play that that VHS tape? He created a VCR with his power ring.
And then it
I'm like,
played in
I'm like,
3D or something. It was kind of weird.
but I'm like, didn't Cal watch? I mean, maybe he couldn't remember the details, but didn't Cal watch this video at the doctor's office already? So couldn't he just create the parents on it with his power ring?
Yeah, I guess, but you know, he wouldn't necessarily remember the exact details, the sound of their voice, or you know, the
I
stuff.
guess, yeah. But then like Nero's ring takes over and he just makes the parents start mocking him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As Wally's like, enough, Cal, and Cal's like, it's not me anymore. I'm not
I wouldn't do that. Yep.
Nero blows himself up, never to be seen again.
Until he's seen again. Later.
Exactly. All right, but yes, the whole Jade scene, yes, he does. He proposes to her with that Green Lantern ring.
And this is the Green Lantern ring that who had?
I told you, man.
Batman, my favorite character.
So during the Mars run, didn't it seem like, oh yeah, hey, that ring's missing. We presumed it's been destroyed, but I guess off panel, Batman's like, oh hey, you want this back?
Now, is this the ring that he got from Anarchy? Did he get this ring from Anarchy?
I assume, yeah, it's the same ring. You know, he copied. You know, I assume that's the copy of Hal's ring, which eventually, went to Jade, then fell into the hands of Anarchy. So, yeah, because I believe Cal says he's like, this is the ring you wore before. So,
oh, okay.
So I assume this is the Hal copy ring. So,
yeah. So,
but I'm
cool.
just like, I'm like, did Cal know Batman had this ring, or was Batman just like, oh hey, by the way, you know that ring you thought that was destroyed? No, I got it. We never really explained that. I mean, Judd Winick never really explains that.
And you know,
I think it's just the point of, oh hey, I want to bring that back. So hey, Batman had the ring.
I've always kind of wondered, if the ring can do whatever you will it to do, then like, hey ring, let's go find some older Green Lantern rings somewhere and charge them up, and then they can duplicate themselves. I mean, there were 3,600 of them in the universe, right?
Or if this is the Hal ring, it can duplicate itself. I mean, even if you pump out a ring a day, just
yeah. And I do like the fact that it's not the only one on Earth right now. We know of there's another one that's hidden somewhere else.
That we see in Rebirth. Is that what you're talking about?
We see in Rebirth, yeah.
Yeah.
So you would think that a ring built with Owen technology would be able to detect other ring things that are built with Owen technology, and maybe it might be worthwhile to scan the world for that.
Yeah, well, it's probably dead at the moment. I mean, you can maybe start it back up if it was charged at Cal's battery, maybe. But besides that, I mean, I'm sure the 24-hour charge, the 24 hours passed, so it's dead.
But it's tech, right? I mean, it's the
Yeah.
ring can detect, alien stuff on the Earth. I would think that it could detect that certainly, but no.
Although I'm pretty sure the only Oliver Queen hid that, and he was the only one who knew. Because I mean, technically, Hal's the Spectre. Oliver Queen's dead, literally
Dead.
Yeah, he's about to come back. I think it's 2000 when he comes back. He's about to come back. But yeah, I mean, basically, he's dead. So I don't think anyone even knows that ring's sitting there at this point. So
Yeah. But hey, we're getting more rings back, which is cool. We're about to get Guardians back. We're about to get Kilowog back.
Oh, that's right. Remember, because pretty soon, what is it? On the other side of 150, Cal's going to go into space, so he makes a ring for Jon Stewart. So,
and we get Jon Stewart back as Greenland. Yeah. Doesn't Jon get healed pretty soon, or?
We're gonna get to it. It's been a while since I read it, but I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's healed. Because there's a weird thing with Fatality. I told you it seems like she has the hots for him all of a sudden, but I think is it her who's like, oh yeah, it's all psychosomatic. It's all in your head, or I think it's something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get there soon, kids.
All right. Well, we're moving and grooving. We're almost up to 140, and it ends in 181.
All right. So yeah. So, you have any other thoughts on these, or should I?
No, I'm looking forward to reading. Cause I don't think I've read Winick's run. I don't think I've read anything post Mars, so I'm looking forward to reading these and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, I don't think we announced this on. We talked about this before we jumped on, but maybe should I make the announcement for 100 and then
you bet.
I'll post it on social media. Yeah, kids, we've been going back and forth about what to do for the upcoming episode 100 in January. So yeah, Will and I decided we're going to do a poll. We'll give you like 5 choices. You guys vote on what you want us to talk about. The 5 choices, and it'll be on social media in case you forget. But the first appearances of some of your favorite Lanterns, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner,
Kat Matui, Salak,
Kilowog. Yeah. So we could do the first appearances of those. There's like 6. I think we'd pick 6. So that would be like 6 first appearances. We came up with some big storylines. Cosmic Odyssey, which again had a big impact on Jon Stewart and led to Fatality.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Hard Traveling Heroes.
Has anybody ever heard of that? I don't know. Do people know about Hard Traveling Heroes?
I think so. And then we were talking about doing the Neil Gaiman Hal Jordan Superman story and some of the Alan Moore Green Lantern backup stories. That would be one episode, the Neil Gaiman and Alan Moore. Or do you want us to talk about Brave and the Bold, the first appearance of the Justice League, and also along with that, we would talk the first couple issues of Justice League International. You know, the old One Punch.
One Punch.
Yes. When someone's favorite character knocks out Guy Gardner.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh my God! I saw somewhere online recently. It was the picture from Rebirth #6 where Hal knocks out Batman.
Yeah.
And I just like saved it and sent it to Ray, and he was all happy. He was like, "Oh, what's that?" So I wonder if we could get feedback from Ray for when we do Rebirth, just because it's like, all right, this is your time. This is when Hal Jordan decks Batman.
I think it was on CBR or something, but they had an article on that originally because they pulled it out of the notes of Rebirth, where Batman was going to be possessed by Parallax and shoot Robin, so that he would understand that yes, Hal was not himself, right?
Yeah. Instead, we just can't let Batman continue to be a dick. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Par for the course, man. Par for the course.
Again, that's odd. You can't let him show any weakness. Come on. All right, kids. So so I'll put it up on social media. Vote on the poll for episode 100. You tell us what to do. All right. So next time we're going to do more Judd Winick. This time only 3 issues. Green Lantern 137 through 139. How does Jade answer that proposal? And then
Kyle is not married presently, so that might be a clue.
Maybe. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing Green Lantern 140 and Green Lantern Our Worlds at War.
Oh yeah. Wow, we're up to Our Worlds at War. Okay.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll talk some more Our Worlds at War in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks, William, we'll get to one thing. The Last Will and Testament of Hal Jordan.
Cool. I haven't read that in a while. A very
Yeah,
long
me neither.
while.
And then all right, let me finish out the year, because then after that, there's only 2 more episodes for the year. The penultimate, take a drink, Lilith, Green Lantern 141 and 142. And then, do you remember what we're going to do the last week of the month, William?
No, I do
first
not.
the first 8 issues of the Spectre.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I'll reread those. That's because I've read the first 12, but I'll come back and reread the first 8. So we're going to do the 8, and then did it go to 26 issues, I guess?
20, it might have been 20, was it 27? I never
27.
read it. So yeah, I mean, we'll get there, but yeah, I'm trying to remember. I broke it into like big chunks like that. So yeah, the last episode of the year, we'll do the first 8. So
Nice. By friend of the show, Mr.
Oh,
Jeremy
yes,
DeMatteis.
yes, yes, we'll be covering the Spectre by friend of the show.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Nice.
Yay. All right. So yes, kids. So send your thoughts on all the upcoming stuff. That's the rest of the year. Again, share your thoughts on the poll. I mean, hell, if you want to email us about it or answer it on social media, please do so.
Or if you have something else you want to suggest that's free Emerald Twilight, Green Lantern stuff, it's all kind of fair game, except what we covered during summer of '69, and please don't. We've already done Action Comics Weekly. Don't suggest those.
Yeah, kids. So if you want Millennium or Invasion, yes, let us know.
Millennium
or Legends.
Legends.
Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find Sector 2814 on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Green Lantern Facebook fan group. Find links to all the various social medias for all our shows. Yes, follow all the social media, because yes, coming in 2023, we'll have some new shows. Lilith and I will be talking. We'll be doing Salty and Petty. That'll replace the Justice League show, but Salty and Petty be basically Lilith and I talking pretty much anything but comics. So we're gonna be really off the rails there. And then over on Capes and Lunatics, Justin and I will be doing Marvel Tales, where we'll be talking anything Marvel. So every week it'll be a different Marvel thing. So
cool.
Yeah. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, so keep your eye on the social media for all that. And the YouTube channel, you can watch everything we do on live video, episodes like this, the interviews, all of it. So smash that subscribe button. Please become a subscriber. It's free on YouTube. So give us the numbers.
Smash it.
And of course, the Patreon, because once again, all these podcasts are our labor of love. We're all paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator reviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys,
which we usually talk Marvel. He does have a lot on the Marvel side, but for the next episode, we are going to be talking Blood Syndicate 31 and 32. Yes, he did write some milestones, so we are going to be talking about
that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've been getting into that more recently. Like, I hadn't read it originally, and yeah, like the milestone stuff, I'm liking what I've been reading there, because I mean, it seems like they're doing some new stuff with that now too. So
cool.
So yes, kids. So yes, that's always worth it. And of course, free at last. Superhero movie brackets almost over. All that's left is the crown the wiener,
or loser
on this series finale. Because even Lilith Hellfire says she's had enough of it. So yes.
Wow.
So subscribe now, catch up on all the previous episodes before the final episode. And Lilith Hellfire has decreed that all patrons can vote on what we do in 2023. unless we just bring back. I had an idea. I was like, oh, why don't we just bring back like every month do an episode of like some old podcast we don't do anymore. Like 1 month we could do a Quantum Zone episode.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hey,
only
raise a
Quasar
pitch.
would appear.
I know. All right, kids. We could cover his appearances in Mark Wade's Fantastic Four.
Those are fun stories.
Mark Wade and Quasar. Yes. All right, kids. So sign up for the Patreon and pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch, or just rain random money on us like Little Hellfire's favorite. Cash App link in the show notes.
Make it rain.
Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right. That was a lot. All right. William Allred, master of the core, master of the Quantum Zone, master of the Kickstarter, master of podcasting, master of his own domain. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter and other social media that I've forgotten I've set up or I've just set up and I don't know how to use yet. So we'll figure that out. If you want to check out some of my comic work, you can go to crossoveridivision.com and find out about all the comic goodness there. We just funded a few months back, and we should be going to print for issue number 4 real soon. And on the horizon is a collected edition of those first 4 issues. So you can find out more about that at crossoveridivision.com. If you want to check out Diary of Night, which you can do that at diaryofnight.com. And if you are not yet fully annoyed by my voice, you can check out a weekly podcast that I do with writer Kevin Joseph, where we interview and just try to bring as much attention as we can to comics creators who have Kickstarters running or some kind of crowdfunding. It doesn't necessarily have to be on Kickstarter, but that's a lot of fun, and that's called Explain Yourself. And finally, you obviously have great taste, which means you probably also love Quasar, and who doesn't? So if you want to find out more about Quasar, you can check that out at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. Yeah, boys, you look at the party. I love the party. I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us, kids. Again, next week, Green Lantern 137 to 139. And then in 2 weeks, Our World's at War.
I'd forgotten about that crossover completely.
I know. I mean, I remember a lot of the Superman stuff, but not much else.
Doesn't Hippolyta die?
Yeah, and that's when Aquaman appears to die also, yeah.
They both got better. It's okay. Don't worry.
All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, watch out for those parent issues. Good night.